Alright guys, we got an EX4 tier list, and today we're gonna go over some new decks and some old decks and see how it lasts in the meta. Very easily, we're gonna go over the cards that are in the ban list. Okay, we have Beelzemon. I think Beelzemon becomes like tier 1.5. Let's just... Alright, here it is. Okay, so Beelzemon is tier 1.5. We have Grandis here? Yeah, we do have Grandis here. Grandis is gonna be tier like meh. Until we get a new top end to replace the promo Grandis. And I don't mean the BT12 one. That one's not that great. But right now, it's meh. Okay? Don't argue with me. MetalGarurumon. Yes, they also got hit. The promo got hit. And it's gonna be meh.
What? What the fuck?
Mainly because no one's gonna play it. No one's gonna top with it. It definitely has a chance to win your locals. No, don't get me wrong. But it's gonna be top tier in Japan because they have the purple ace card. They have the purple starter deck. For now, it's meh, okay? That's how it is. Yeah. What else got hit? We'll just go over Yellow Hybrid. Yellow Hybrid got hit not a long time ago. It's tier Rogue. I think it's gonna be fun. They do have yellow-red stuff. More yellow-red support. So maybe it'll be good. Let's put it in tier Rogue. I think let's put it in tier 1.5. I think it has a chance to top. Security Control. Security Control got new support in Shouts Ravemon. But that's not a lot of support because it just needs a lot more. I think Secon definitely gets weaker and weaker as decks trash your security a lot more often, so they don't have to check it by touching it. So it's a bit harder for Secon players, sadly. New. You know what? We're gonna save the newer cards for last and just go over what we have so far. Oh, I forgot. BloomLord got hit. BloomLord got hit, but I think it is still tier 1. Okay, it's high tier 1.5. How about that? Is that fair? It's high tier 1.5. I think it really has so much good support, and the changes doesn't make it a bad deck. If anything, the ban list makes this as stronger because Beelzemon is less oppressive. I think it's tier high 1.5. Might change my mind near the end, but we'll see. DarkKnightmon. DarkKnightmon does get support, but it's mainly near the level 4s. Not really like its whole mechanic how it plays out. Do you guess Nene too? Yeah, I guess Nene. But just tier 1.5. Yeah, that's alright. That's about it. UlForce. UlForce gets support in the gold Veedramon, so that's another thing to search. You get to control the board a bit more, stall it out. But I think it's tier Rogue. Okay, it's tier Rogue. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna top. You win your local, but I just think you can brick. Like I faced an opponent yesterday and he just never drew until level 4 and I just stopped his whole deck. What's next? Machinedramon. Ooh, I think it's tier 1.5 below BloomLord, to be honest. I think Machinedramon still has the problem of it can be bricky and it is strong, but I don't think it is strong enough. Now Emperor-Greymon is like tier 1 or tier 0 for me, to be honest. Mainly because you have a comeback mechanic of teamers coming out. You have a lot of aggression as the BT12 on deletions really just pop up more things. You never really lose resources ever. We'll put Emperor-Greymon tier 0. Next we have Wargreymon. Black Wargreymon, I would say this is Black Wargreymon, whichever your choice is, they're both the same to me, black and red. I think this is tier 1, not tier 0, because you have a good late game as that's when you control really well. The early game is a bit lacking against rush decks. I think rush decks are a bit more prevalent. This set, and also some of the late game potential of certain decks are a lot better than Wargreymon. But Wargreymon Plus is that it has high consistency, high searching, plays teamer for free, a lot of things for it. So it's a strong tier 1, close to tier 0 for me. Next we have Hunters. Hunters is pretty scary, especially that Beelzemon out of the way. Beelzemon getting hit is like buffed every other deck as now more of a possible option. And it just is better. You can see it that it topped a lot more. And I think it's going to keep topping a lot more as you have... It's hard to say because I don't play Hunters, but I just know it's strong when I face against. Okay, let's go to Shoutmon. Shoutmon Merver Cross version I think is the best version. And it definitely is like a tier 1. The only bad part is that if you do play against a Black Wargreymon player, you're definitely having it rough. As they can delete your tamers a lot more often, as they can definitely Hades Force you a lot more often. So, thanks to Wargreymon, Shoutmon Cross is not a tier 0 deck. If it wasn't for Black Wargreymon, it would be probably tier 0 for me. Green Hybrid is just a rogue for me. Next, you have Armor. I think definitely yellow-blue armor is now a scary possibility. in the meta. I think it's a really strong deck. I'm definitely gonna put it above Beelzemon because I feel like Beelzemon, you just need your pieces and you just need a high roll. I think this deck has more consistency on its own and can definitely control well and just rush well. Mainly control, I say, but yeah. Dorbickmon, I think it is like just like Red Hybrid, but it's relying more on pieces. And yeah, I don't know. It's fun. It's a fun OTK deck, but I think it just doesn't have that consistency as other decks. It's a small boy, has 12k, and a lot of Digimon are 12k as well. Security. So if you hit into security, if you hit against opponent's boss monster, you might die. Even if you do, plus your damage output, you can still definitely die because slowly Digimon's DP are getting bigger and bigger. So Dorbickmon is gonna become less relevant and relevant as even burst modes are coming out, and that's Dorbickmon needs probably 2 sources that can bust the DP. Dorbickmon is tier 1.5 for me. Examon doesn't really get support besides Heaven's Judgment, and it gets a lot more support once that promo Drakomon comes out, where you can warp your other Digimon on the field into a Wingedramon or whatever level 5 you need. But right now, it's a rogue tier for me. Once I actually get the promos, I might actually play Examon, but until then, no. Jesmon, tier rogue. BG13 comes out, it can definitely bump out to tier 1.5 at least. Right now, tier rogue. Reaper, for locals wide, it's tier 1.5, but to win regionals wide, it's a good tier rogue. With Wargreymon at tier 1, Reaper can never really touch like anywhere above rogue. It's just hard for them, really. Alright, next we have MirageGaogamon. It's a fun deck, it's a good deck. I would say not until Burst Mode comes out, because that's when you get also the whole line comes in, because it's just brand new lines. So it's tier rogue for me. Definitely a good deck. Shinegreymon, it's the same thing as MegaGargomon, tier rogue for me. Okay, we have medieval Gallantmon here, but we'll just count this as Gallantmon as a whole. So like Chaos Gallantmon, we just tweet up a picture here. Put it into 1.5. I think Chaos Gallantmon is really strong and can definitely just surprise people. I'm excited to see plays of it. I might change my mind and make it a tier rogue future tier list, but right now it's tier 1.5. Alright, we have Blue Flare. Blue Flare gets a lot more consistency in the champions as you get jamming, as you get draws, and doesn't really rely on having 2 or more Digimon on any side of the field anymore. But it's a good deck. I think it's a tier 0. I think we're going to see it win a lot in the next regionals. And Sakyamon. Kuzahon is really good as a card, as you can combo it into MetalGarurumon or Blue Flare decks. But I think Sakyamon decks can win locals, but it's mainly meh. Yeah, sorry. Not sorry. Next, you have Alliance decks. We have 2 versions of it. We'll pick sort of the yellow-purple version. I think it might be tier 1.5, surprisingly. I'm not sure why, but I think people will show it off, show its power, go into our Demon, do a lot of things, and just pop off. But the Black Rapidmon deck, that sucks ass. The Gaiomon deck, I have friends who are playing it, who might play it, and I think I haven't played against them yet. But my guess is it's tier rogue deck. I don't think there's not a lot of benefits with it. It's just more like it's a fun, different line to play. Omnimon Alter-S, I think, is one of the most fun comeback mechanics. I think if you're looking at regionals, whether that's your opponent being slow or you get all your pieces, I think it's a good tier 1.5, as it sort of does everything once you get to the top end. Next, you have Ravemon. So Ravemon has the same problem as MirageGaogamon and Shinegreymon. It just, once the burst mode comes out, it'll get stronger, but right now it's just a tier rogue. We'll put it next to its buddies. And any final changes? Let's do a final change to BloomLord. I think we need more in tier 1. I think BloomLord has the strength. Machinedramon, I think, is just too slow. And I think this is about right. Here is my tier list. I think everything's about where it is. Maybe there might be more stuff that'll happen. Maybe there'll be a ban list. I don't think there's anything strong in EX4. There's no ban list there. Perhaps the English meta might find more things that the Japanese meta didn't find, since we do have more time with it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, like it. If you want to comment something, improve the algorithm, please do comment that you like the video or something like that, and subscribe. So close to hitting 500, which is where YouTube monetizes now. And yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys have a great day or not. The choice is yours. Goodbye.